Dance with Somebody. It's BBC Radio Lancashire. Tuesday morning, so here's a question. When was the last time you went to your local? Now, it made me think, I actually don't think I go to my local that much, but in the last week I've been twice. So no, I went I went to a wake, and the wake was at our local for an old neighbour of mine, and it was what used to be the vaults. I don't think it's called the vaults anymore, but that's where they had like the wake, which was lovely. The food was great, and it was perfect for it to be there. And then I also went to the pub last week and had lunch with one of my very best friends, Chris, and we had a great time, and it just feels like the right place to go and just have a bit of, and it's not one of them posh gastro places. Oh no. But yeah, I was just going to say, I don't go in that much. I was twice in the last week. Anyway, if you're not there to have a drink, why are you there? Maybe it is to support your local team. Maybe you're there to watch sports, because one of the things we've been talking about this morning is a new survey that's revealed that pubs are now central to Britain's grassroots sporting scene. The findings of a recent survey done by the charity Pub Aid reveals that pubs raise around, wait for this, £40 million a year for local and community sport. On average, each pub in the country raises about £1,300, with 4% of those pubs generating more than £5,000. Very soon we're going to hear from a landlady right here in Lancashire. But first of all, this morning, let's speak to Cara Churchman. She is a spokesperson for Pub Aid, and she joins me on the line now. So for those people that don't know Cara, can you just explain a bit about Pub Aid and and the work that it does?
Hello, yes. So Pub Aid it's the positive voice for UK pubs. So we work with the industry, pubcos and partner organisations to champion all the stuff that pubs do that maybe goes a bit overlooked in the community. So very much around things like charity, fundraising, how they give their venues to support different causes, and then most specifically recently, grassroots and community sport, which has always been quite a big thing that pubs have supported that maybe people aren't aware of enough.
I just said in the introduction there about a recent survey, and the findings were very, very positive. Am I right in thinking that you took this survey and its findings to Westminster last week?
Yes, we did. So this went to Parliament to kind of show government and show MPs as a drop-in session for MPs to come and see the final report and read all the figures to learn about, what pubs do in communities for sport. So we also had some amazing pub stories in there. So we just wanted to bring them to the forefront.
How important is it then that pubs have the backing of their community, and therefore that they can get involved themselves and back these local sporting events?
It's really important, because our whole sort of messaging around this is, if people don't support their local pubs, then ultimately they will close. We've seen pubs close. It's quite well known that quite a lot of, I think it's 7% of pubs have closed since 2019, obviously over those tough years. If people don't go in and these pubs do close, there's a big impact on the community because of all the stuff that they're doing that people don't necessarily think about. So when a pub closes, it's not just that there isn't a place to go and have a drink or a bite to eat. You'll probably find that it has a much wider impact on local life.
Gosh. And I mentioned the grassroots sport. What specific kinds of grassroots sports are we talking about here?
So football's a big one. So obviously we asked pubs kind of all the ones that support community sports, so around 6 in 10 UK pubs support community or grassroots sports in some way. When we looked at the kind of most popular sports, obviously football came up really high at 76%. Darts had gone up, so darts was the kind of second biggest sport. That's obviously had a resurgence over the last couple of years. And then pool, rugby, cricket, and even down to like bowls, tennis, snooker and athletics. And yeah, there's a very broad range of sports. We spoke to pubs who support hockey players, ice hockey. It tends to be if the publican is passionate about a sport, they'll go towards that as well. We've seen running clubs, and then we also have ones that dedicate sort of space in the pubs every week to yoga and Pilates, and so people can go and practice those. So they'll lend out function rooms. So it spans a massive range of sports. Yeah,
that was kind of going to be my question, Cara. Is it always financial support, or is it just you can use our car park? Do you know what I mean? You can use our function room. It does seem, like you say, to suggest much more than just financial support.
Yeah, financial support is obviously key. So,
Mm.
as we said at the start, they raise around 40 million a year, and some pubs are doing more than £5,000 a year,
Gosh.
individually to certain clubs. So, financial donations is key, but we also looked at the kind of in-kind benefits that pubs give. So everything outside of money, sponsorships was a big one. So again, there's kind of a financial element to the sponsorships, but sponsoring local kits and teams, but giving a free space in the pub. So that was kind of really high as well. That was the second biggest way pubs do support, raffle prizes and things like that, donating raffle prizes for raising money, and providing free food and drink is also quite high. So after a training session or a meet or some sort of event that's got a sporting or kind of even the mental health and the physical health theme, that they then put on, free food for people to gather afterwards at the pub.
Gosh, it's so much more than when you just think about a pub. Cara, thanks for coming on to talk to us about it. I'm going to play a quick song, and when I come back, I'm going to be chatting to a Lancashire landlady about these findings as well. But for now, thank you so much. That was Cara Churchman, who's a spokesperson for Pub Aid. And as I say, talking to Olivia Dean, there goes Man I Need. It's BBC Radio Lancashire, and we've been talking this morning about a new survey that's revealed that pubs are now central to Britain's grassroots sporting scene. A recent survey done by the charity Pub Aid reveals that pubs raise around £40 million a year for local and community sports. We've just been speaking to Cara Churchman, who was the spokesperson for Pub Aid, and we're now joined by a lady I've spoken to a few times actually over the years. Justine Bedford is the landlady of the Burnley pub, the Royal Dyche. Nice to talk to you, Justine. Now, for people who perhaps aren't Claret fans, whereabouts in Burnley are you based?
Yeah, so we're based on Yorkshire Street, which is practically a goal kick away from Turf Moor, which is the home of Burnley Football Club.
So when people are going on, they're bobbing into your place first. I mean, that's got to help, having a football club right on your doorstep.
Yeah, definitely. I feel I've been here 12 years now. I'm a big Burnley fan myself, and I feel like the reputation of the pub, I mean, especially with the name change, it's grown, and so has our clientele on the match day. We seem to be like the hot spot for football fans to head to before they attend the game.
Love it. So tell us about the grassroots sports then that do use the Royal Dyche.
So we have our own football team. So it's the Royal Dyche that plays in the Sunday Burnley the Sunday District League.
Mm-hmm.
We've got two pool teams. We've got a darts team. My wife, she plays for Pendle Forest Hockey as well, so I sponsored her. My former manager, Kaya, she played for Burnley Cricket women's team, so I sponsored her. We just love getting involved, and I just can't say no. I mean, we sponsored the Burnley SC Community Golf Day as well for charity, and we sponsored a Burnley Cricket game as well recently for the men's team. So, but yeah, I just feel like it's such an important part of our community, and I feel that's what pubs do. They cement themselves in the community by doing these things.
Definitely feels so two ways, Justine, that that you get the patrons in, not just on match days, you get them in, but then also it goes both ways because you're out there supporting, well, not just football, as we've heard, hockey, cricket, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, all variations of sport. It can depend on if we're influenced by our team, our regulars, and we just feel like we need to be that support network for our people.
Now, you mentioned briefly, I think, you said you'd been landlord there 12 years. I mean, you must have seen plenty of changes in the last, dozen or more years.
Yeah, definitely. I feel just the way that people frequent the pub nowadays is very different. People want more than just a pint, but I also feel like we're a community hub now, and I feel like a lot of pubs are like leaning towards that, being more supportive for charity, more support for grassroots sports. I mean, the report that Pub Aid did as well, it blew me away just seeing those figures and seeing how important pubs are to these grassroots sports.
I mean, as a publican, is it part of the job now, not just to, as you say, you sell food and drink. It's not just that now. Are you constantly kind of thinking of new ways to bring more footfall into the pub?
Oh, yeah, always. I think every publican is. And I think being present is one of the most important things as well. I mean, I love being around my team. I love being around my regulars. And they're like my second family. I probably see them a lot more than I do my family at home. And there's just the mental health aspect around it. I feel like people need that meeting point, and I feel it is really important to support your local. But again, we're lucky to have X amount of regulars that support us day in, day out. And yeah, we're like one big family, and that's what's important to me. And just checking in on each other and providing that support network.
Do you know, I think you're absolutely spot on with what you just said, because if you think about it now, you can go into a shop or a supermarket or whatever and not actually talk to anybody. You know, we lead quite insular lives in that way. Do you know what I mean? Whereas actually when you go into a pub, I know there are certain pubs where you can order things on the app, but by and large, you're given particularly in our part of the world, you're given a warm, chatty welcome. And for some people, they may not necessarily have even had that human contact all day.
Yeah, I feel it's really important. We support a mental health organisation called Six Connections. If you've never heard of it, Dave Scholes, he's absolutely fantastic. I've put all my full-time staff on a mental health first aid course. And now when you come into the Royal Dash, it's not just what can I get you? It's hi, how are you? And it's chatting about like people's days, where they come from, who like just leaning in a bit more about their life and just again checking in on people.
Love that. I've written down Six Connections. I'm going to look it up, Justine. Thank you for that. And I'm asking you this with a little bit of trepidation. We can't ignore the fact it is the budget tomorrow. Are you a bit worried about what the Chancellor might have in store for you as a publican?
It's frustrating because it's one of those things, it's not in your control. I wouldn't say I'm worried. I just think it's one of those things that you take it on year by year, that I've no confidence in our current government to support the hospitality industry. We didn't get the support last year. I don't think we're going to get it tomorrow. I'd be very surprised. But again, I think things like Pub Aid showcasing what pubs are all about. We're not just about serving alcohol. We're a community hub. We support local charities. We support grassroots sports. And hopefully, if we keep banging on about these important things and these incredible things that we are doing, hopefully the government are going to listen.
What would be the best thing to come out in the budget for you? Like if you had control of the red box, what would be the best thing that would be in there for you guys?
I think it's fairer taxes for pubs. I think it's probably lowering the VAT rate for the hospitality industry, restructuring the business rates. It's supposed to be doing a business rates reform. But yeah, those are the key things that, I mean, I've been to Parliament a couple of times now, speaking to ministers along with the British Institute of Innkeeping. And yeah, they've labelled it out exactly what we want, and we're all reaching out to our local MPs. I know that our local MP, Oliver Ryan's been very supportive as well. So yeah, we'll just see what happens tomorrow.
Absolutely. Before I let you go, you've touched on loads of things. I've made loads of notes while we've been talking. But if people want to find out more about the community stuff that's going on, either in the sporting world or events maybe you've got around Christmas, how can people find out more?
Just go and visit our website. Our website's got all our latest news, events, live sport, whatever's upcoming. We've got a really fantastic event, Paint and Prosecco event, Christmas edition.
Oh, this sounds like a bit of me, Justine. Paint and Prosecco.
We've got a local artist, Becky Hughes. She's absolutely fantastic. Our first session was painting Benedictine of all things. We thought we'd keep the Burnley theme, and we're going all Christmassy on this. So yeah, you can check that out on our website, and tickets are on Eventbrite.
Oh, lovely stuff. I've really enjoyed our chat. Best of success. Fingers crossed for the budget tomorrow, but best of success, and wishing you a very busy Christmas period, Justine.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
There we go. Landlady of the Royal Dash in Burnley, the lovely Justine chatting.